This is the IoT, Internet of Things. What is the definition of IoT? What is the definition of IoT? Definition of IoT: a dynamic global network infrastructure with self-configuring capabilities based on standard and interoperable communication protocols, where physical and virtual things have identities, physical attributes, and virtual personalities, and use intelligent interfaces and are seamlessly integrated into the information network, often communicate data associated with users and their environment. Okay, this is the definition of IoT. In this, what are the next topic is what are the characteristics of IoT? In this, uh, the what are the characteristics? What are the characteristics of IoT? In this video, these categories are classified into five categories. Okay, first one is the dynamic and self-adapting. Second one is the self-configuring. Third one is the interoperable communication protocols. Fourth one is the unique identity, and fifth one is the integrated into information network. These all are the characteristics of IoT. In this, first one is the dynamic and self-adapting. What is the dynamic and self-adapting? IoT divides and systems may have capability to dynamically adapt with the changing contents and take actions based on their operating conditions, users, contents, and sensed environment. This is the dynamic and self-adapting. And second one is the self-configuring. IoT devices may have self-configuring capability, allowing a large number of devices to work together to provide obtain functionality like setup networking, fetch latest software upgrades. This is the overview of the self-configuring. And the next one is third one is the interoperable communication protocols. IoT devices may support a number of interoperable communication protocols and can communicate with other devices and also within the infrastructure. Okay, now these and next one is the unique identity. Each IoT device has a unique identity and a unique identifier, such as an IP address or a URL. Okay, now this is the another characteristics of IoT. And next one is the integrated into information network. IoT devices are usually integrated into the information network that allows them to communicate and exchange the data with other devices and system. This is the characteristics of IoT. In this video, we cover the definition of IoT, and second one is the characteristics of IoT. In these characteristics, five category classified into five categories. Okay, first one is the dynamic and self-adapting. Second one is the self-configuring. Third one is the interoperable communication protocols, and then for next one is the unique identity, and the next one is the integrated into information network. These all are the characteristics of IoT. And the next topic is the physical design of IoT. Okay, now what is the design of IoT? The things in IoT usually refers to the IoT devices. IoT devices have unique identities and can perform remote sensing and acting and monitoring capabilities. This is the one of the important point of the design of IoT. The things in IoT usually refers to the IoT devices. IoT devices have unique identities. Already మనం ఈ పాయింట్ అనేది మనకి వన్ ఆఫ్ ది క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్లో డిస్కషన్ చేసాం కదా, మనకి యూనిక్ ఐడెంటిటీస్ అండ్ కెన్ పర్ఫార్మ్ రిమోట్ సెన్సింగ్ అండ్ యాక్టింగ్ and monitoring capabilities. Okay, this is the one of the important point on the design of IoT. And next point is the IoT devices can exchange data with other connected devices and applications, directly or indirectly, or collect the data from the devices. Okay, this is the one of the another important point on the physical design of IoT. And the next point is that it process the data either locally or send the data to centralized server. Okay, it process the data either locally or send the data to centralized server. This is the another important point on the physical design of IoT. In this video, this is the diagram representation of design of IoT. In this diagram representation, different parts are available in particular diagram representation. Generic block diagram of IoT device. First one is the connectivity, second one is the process, and third one is the audio video interfaces, and fourth one is the memory interfaces, and fifth one is the graphics, and next one is the storage interfaces, and last and final one is the input output interfaces for sensors and etc. Okay, now in this diagram representation, generic block diagram of IoT device. In this diagram representation, connectivity, USB host and ethernet. అంటే కనెక్టివిటీ అనేది మనం ఎలా చేస్తామంటే either USB ద్వారా కానివ్వండి లేదా ఏథర్నెట్ ద్వారా కానివ్వండి మనం కనెక్టివిటీ అనేది చేస్తాం. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఇస్ ద ప్రాసెసర్ ఇస్ ద సిపియు. అంటే మనకి ఎట్లా చేస్తామంటే మనం సిపియు. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ వన్ వచ్చేసరికి ఇన్పుట్ అండ్ వీడియో ఇంటర్ఫేసెస్. మనకి ఆడియో కానివ్వండి వీడియో కానివ్వండి ఇంటర్ఫేసెస్ వచ్చేసరికి మనకి ఏమేమి ఉంటాయంటే either హెచ్డిఎం1 లేదా 3.5 mm ఆడియో జాక్. ఓకేనా, 3.5 mm ఆడియో జాక్ అండ్ RCA video. Okay, this is the and next one is the memory interfaces. In these memory interfaces is the NAR and DDRM and drive R1, drive R2, drive R3, and graphics వచ్చేసరికి GPU and storage interfaces SD, MMC, SDIO, um, and input output interfaces for sensors etc. UART, SPI, I2C, CAN. This is the diagram representation of uh, uh, physical design of IoT. Another important point, IoT devices varied into types: wearable sensors, smartwatches, LED lights, automobiles, and industrial machines. Almost all IoT devices generate data in some from or the other, which when processed by the data analytics systems leads to useful information to guide the further actions locally or remotely. This is the diagram representation of physical design of IoT and overview of the physical design of IoT. Thank you.